People are obviously some upset about this outcome. They wanted a verdict, some verdict. Right now we're watching a sit-in. Sky 3 is live over Uptown Charlotte. We've been watching them march, lying in the street, and we have WBTV's Kristen Hampton on the ground. Kristen, you've been talking to people today, hearing from some of those protesters. Give us a sense of the emotion there.
It's a lot of different emotions. Some people are smiling. They're happy to be together in a peaceful protest here. Some people are very, very angry. Right now we're on 4th Street in between Brevard and College. Now this group of people, there are about 30 people all together right now. They've gone all over Uptown. Started at the courthouse around 4:30 this afternoon. They laid down in the middle of 4th Street in front of the courthouse. Had the street closed down there. Right now we are in front of the transit center. You can see this road is closed down. There's a lot of police presence that's been following this crowd. At times they're going blocks ahead of them to shut down some of the traffic. This group is moving though. They stop and they lay down for a few minutes in the road to shut the traffic down, but then they get up. Just as you can see right now, we're going through the transit center in Uptown Charlotte. They get up and move. So no telling where we're headed next. Actually, I can see a pretty large crowd coming on the other side of this group here. So let's get off to the side here so we can see that. Okay, we've got a much larger crowd here in Uptown Charlotte at the transit center. These folks coming together, meeting right here in the middle. So we've got a lot more than 30 people here right now. This is a good 150. Wow, the presence of this crowd has increased dramatically in just the last 30 seconds, as you've seen. Two groups meeting on either side of the transit center, coming together in the middle. I can tell you this right now, it may look like a chaotic scene. There are people chanting and screaming, but at absolutely no point has there been any violence, any threat of violence. So far right now, this has been a very peaceful protest.
And I had a viewer ask me on my Facebook page, what are they chanting? Can you, I don't know if you can hear me over that loud thunderous chanting, but what are they saying?
Give me just a second. I'll figure that out. Actually, the chants are changing by the second here. They just stopped just as soon as you asked that question. I know one of the bigger chants they've been going to all day, no justice, no peace, no justice, no peace. A lot of people are carrying signs that say Kerrick is guilty. There's another sign over here, the whole world is watching. So they've got a megaphone out now. A lot of people have come together right here in the middle. And again, I can tell you it is still, even though it's been obstructive, they've stopped some traffic in Uptown, still a very peaceful protest. Maureen?
And that is something that we know clergy across Charlotte have asked young people and those people who might want to go out and protest to keep it peaceful. It was the request of Jonathan Ferrell's mother, Georgia Ferrell, to the people as this trial began. She said she wanted to let this trial go through. Whatever happened, happened, but she certainly wanted it to be peaceful. That was reiterated again tonight as they spoke to the media. They said, Willie Ferrell said, "We are a peaceful family. We do not believe in violence. We want the people of Charlotte to remain calm. We understand there will be people who disagree with this verdict, but Willie Ferrell said, in honor of Jonathan Ferrell's memory, please keep the peace. Let your voices be heard, but remain nonviolent," because that is what they believe in. Very interesting perspective from Kristen Hampton, who is literally right there on the ground walking among the protesters in Uptown Charlotte. They're at the transit center right now. As she said, they are mobile. They are making their way through Uptown. This has been going on throughout the afternoon. First started when the mistrial was declared this afternoon. Here is Sky 3. Now we're seeing them on the other side as they are coming through the transit center, coming down onto what appears to be, I think that is Brevard. But again, the crowd has grown incredibly. It was a few people. She said 30. Now we're looking at least 100 people who are now marching in Uptown Charlotte, wanting their voices heard after a mistrial was declared in the voluntary manslaughter case of Officer Randall West Kerrick, who was accused of shooting and using excessive force in the killing of Jonathan Ferrell September 14th, 2013. And we heard from many people saying that today was not what they expected. They wanted at least some sort of a verdict, but we had a hung jury. They could not come to a unanimous vote. As we said, this is something we will stay on top of, and of course, the city of Charlotte, from the mayor to the police chief to even members of the Farrell family, asking that this remain calm. If you want your voice to be heard, to protest in a nonviolent way, certainly that is encouraged. It is your right, but they were asking everyone to keep calm about today's verdict. We thank you for joining us. We're back after this.